All right, let's talk about SEO, performance, and accessibility. If you're a business owner, you've probably heard these words thrown around a lot. And let's be honest, they can be a major source of anxiety, right? You're told they're absolutely critical, but what do they actually mean for you? Well, today we're going to break it all down without any of the stress.
I mean, have you ever gotten one of those emails from a marketing agency or even just thought about your website and felt just completely overwhelmed?
Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. And here's a little secret they don't want you to know. That feeling of being overwhelmed, a lot of the time, it's intentional. It's a sales tactic. They overcomplicate things, make you feel like you're way behind, and then swoop in to sell you the super expensive solution. So, what are we trying to do here today? Look, the goal isn't to turn you into a web developer overnight. Not at all. It's to give you a built-in jargon detector. We want to arm you with just enough awareness so you can ask the right questions and feel confident that you know what you're actually paying for.
Okay, so let's get into it. First up is the big one, the one that's probably the most misunderstood of them all, SEO.
Okay, I want you to forget all the complicated technical definitions you've ever heard. At its core, search engine optimization, or SEO, is just this: helping search engines like Google understand what your website is about so they can show it to the right people. That's it. That's the whole game. It's all about being clear and useful, not trying to pull a fast one on some algorithm with a bunch of tricks. And this is where so many people get it wrong. See, real SEO is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about taking the time to build a site that's clear, well-structured, and genuinely helps people. What it is not is a magic plugin you can just install. It's not stuffing your pages with keywords. And listen, if anyone ever promises you a guaranteed #1 ranking, especially overnight, you need to run, not walk, in the other direction. So what actually helps? What does Google really care about? Well, it's the stuff you're probably already thinking about for your customers anyway. Things like having clear topics for each page, writing descriptive headlines, and making your site easy to get around. But the most important thing? Genuinely useful content. The bottom line is this: if you focus on making a great website for people, you've already done most of the hard work for SEO. And you know what? This same idea of just being clear and focusing on the user, it carries right over to our next two topics: performance and accessibility. When people talk about performance, they're usually just talking about one thing: page speed. And this isn't some nerdy technical metric. It's simple. How fast does your site load for a visitor? Just think about it from your own perspective. When you land on a slow website, what do? You get frustrated, you lose trust, and you're probably gone in a few seconds. That's exactly why it matters so much. But let me let you in on a little secret here, one that some agencies might not want you to know because it could save you a ton of money and stress. You do not need a perfect 100 out of 100 speed score. You're not Amazon, right? For most small businesses, the goal should just be good enough. As long as your site doesn't feel obviously slow or clunky, you're in a great spot. Perfection isn't the goal here. Okay, next up, accessibility. This is another one of those words that sounds really technical and maybe even a little intimidating. But really, it's just about making sure everyone, including people with different abilities, can use your website. It's asking simple questions like, can someone who uses a screen reader understand your page? Is your text big enough and clear enough to read? It's all about making your site welcoming and usable for literally everyone. So let's get really clear on this. Accessibility is about being thoughtful. It's about using clear headings and logical navigation, things that, by the way, help everybody. What it is not is some scary legal boogeyman that's only for giant corporations. And please, whatever you do, do not believe that a one-click plugin can magically fix everything. Real accessibility is something you think about from the beginning. It's part of a good design. All right, so now that we've covered the fundamentals, let's put this knowledge to work. It's time to move from just understanding this stuff to actually using it to protect yourself. We're going to talk about how to spot the traps. You've definitely heard this one before, right? It's the classic line from someone trying to sell you something. Hey, all you need is more keywords. More keywords equals better SEO. Okay, let's do a quick reality check on that. That idea is completely outdated. Google is so smart now, it knows when you're writing for a real person and when you're just trying to stuff keywords onto a page. In fact, that kind of robotic text can actually get you penalized. The simple truth is, natural, human language always wins. So stop trying to be tricky. Just remember this one golden rule: write for humans first, and the algorithms will follow. Okay, so this brings us to a super practical checklist. These are the red flags to look for in a bad sales pitch. Number one, they promise guaranteed rankings. That's literally impossible. Nobody can guarantee that. Two, they use fear and urgency. Things like, your site is broken or threatening lawsuits. Big red flag. Three, they try to sell you expensive packages without explaining in simple terms what you're even getting. And finally, number four, they hide behind a wall of technical jargon. Look, a good partner will want you to understand what's going on, not feel confused. So, where does all this leave us? Let's boil everything we've talked about down into one simple, actionable plan. Let's call it your fundamentals first plan. Here's all you really need to focus on. Four things. First, create clear content that actually answers your customers' questions. Second, make sure your site has a simple, logical structure. Third, aim for that good enough speed we talked about. Not perfect, just not slow. And fourth, just have a basic awareness of accessibility. If you can nail these four fundamentals, I promise you, you are 90, maybe even 95% of the way there.
Think of this knowledge as your shield. It's what's going to help you cut through all that confusing sales jargon and ask smarter questions. It's what will stop you from making panicked decisions based on fear. And really, most importantly, it frees you up to put your time, energy, and money where it really matters, just creating a great experience for your customers. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about: confidence. Confidence not just in your website, but in the decisions you make as a business owner. So the real question isn't whether you're ready to tackle this stuff, it's what are you going to build now that you are?